I just got something very now. The use of the word "our" or "why we" just made me realize is lamenting.
I'm telling you from a place of because I've seen and I've heard. I promise you, see, you might not know, but I've been in Manchester United forums. Oh, of course. All condolences. All condolences are duly welcome because I'm down bad at
even the sitting arrangement is wrong. His seat should have been Akpoti. That will be down like this.
I'm down bad at the moment. I can tell you categorically. There were rats. There are reports of fans in the stadium at Old Trafford, the Theatre of Dreams, seeing rats running around in the stadium. It became a theatre of rats. Okay, welcome to another beautiful episode of Sangalo. This morning, Tele is here, Shopsy is here, and we have an amazing guest in the studio, Yinka from Brilla FM.
Thank you very much. Pleased to be here and put the Yinka Sports there. Yeah, for those fans out there.
Yinka
Sports, right here on the show.
AKA Prevaricate.
You know, I have this penchant for grandiloquent expressions when I talk. That is always my hallmark. So yeah, of course, make do with that. But I have my Brilla style as well.
Right. Oh yes, it actually is amazing to have you. A very quick question I want to start off with. When did you start supporting Manchester City?
Manchester City for me, 2008, 7-8 season.
Is that when you started watching football?
No. I used to be an Arsenal fan.
Let me you now.
So quickly, sorry to cut you short. Shopsy actually said it before we came on camera. He said you were supporting Arsenal before you started supporting Man City, but please go ahead.
Okay, well, it will shock you. I will shock many people that my first club ever supported was in the MPFL, Kwara United. 98. They were playing on the continent, 99. Then I started following the English Football Premier League, 2000, 99-2000. So Arsenal was the club then from 99-2000 to 2007-2008 season. Then Man City since then.
So what really piqued your interest with Man City?
The Manchester City thing was, as an Arsenal fan, I feel so bad. You know, we're getting knocked off the competition.
I understand.
It was a duopoly of Arsenal and Manchester United. Sorry. Manchester United and Arsenal. I need to get the other right. Yes, Arsenal was playing second fiddle to United. So Chelsea came on board, Arsenal got knocked off to third. Then there was this force from Liverpool. Arsenal was the team that was feeling the heat of the big boys or the emergence of the top team. I felt there's need for me to get a club that can challenge and be in the mix. So what I did eventually was to look for a club around. I can't go to United. I have a younger brother who supports Manchester United. We banter every now and then, and he always have the last laugh. So I said to myself, I can't go to United. I can't go to Chelsea.
Right.
Then I heard of Thaksin Shinawatra. I was flirting, let me use that word, flirting with City, watching them. But then, what Thaksin Shinawatra, the Thai Prime Minister, brought was coins. As soon as I heard of the Abu Dhabi United Group coming with millions, I said, this is the club. So I knew they were going somewhere. I knew something was going to happen. I saw the Chelsea, turn around with Roman. So I said to myself, just join this club. It will eventually be food getting done at some point. So City was
it. I have a question for you. What are the odds of you moving to Newcastle in
the
next 5 years?
I will not join Newcastle. Joining, you know why? Because, like I did say, Arsenal was getting knocked off the perch. I was one of those who got tired of the Arsenal way of doing things. They were not demonstrating the willpower to compete and win trophies.
This is what at that time, they were not really progressing.
They were not. They were content with just being in the mix, making top four, then not on top four to a trophy. That is not a trophy. So it was a case of I had bigger ambitions for a club I support. I understand. Chelsea, for instance, give you the good, big success today. They can fail tomorrow. An average Chelsea fan would have a reason to stay. Why? Because he knows that things can always turn at the slightest of minutes. But Arsenal were just content. They were becoming mediocre. City just had to be it for me. And
another thing Shopsy said that he was actually spot on with was the fact that he said that when you were leaving Arsenal, this was all before we even saw you.
I think I'm just meeting you guys on the podcast and I was able to.
He said he probably was looking for another club, and because he hated Manchester United, he decided, let me support the other club.
The other club is Manchester. But I get your agenda. What has changed things for me is the fact that you said the Premier League was not the first league you supported.
Yeah.
So to you, they're just a bunch of English clubs. You can flip flop. I can do that with La Liga clubs.
I'm a pro-Nigerian person, and that's one thing that stands.
Buy Naira to grow the Naira.
I'm a pro-Nigerian person, so I watch. As in, I go to stadium to watch the Nigerian league. Eyimba's, continental success of 03-04 were club, competitions I followed. Remember MK Abiola sponsored the CAF Cup then. I followed. The Eyamas of this world, the Lanibas of this world, these were guys I saw while they were playing the MPFL. In fact, it was then the league then, before it metamorphosed to the MPFL. Under Yinka Sports, then metamorphosed to the MPFL when the League Management Company of Nigeria came on board. The Nduka Rabo, then Shehu Diko took charge, and it's been like that since.
That's some knowledge for you guys, man.
Footballing knowledge.
Knowledge.
But let's come back to
talk foreign football.
Exactly. To the actual club that is dominating headlines. Actually, the biggest football club in the world by so many metrics, Manchester United.
Those days are going.
That metrics.
But at the moment,
let me tell you something. Okay. When I see United fans, I say, "Oh, sorry, once upon a time." Manchester United are that club you refer to as once upon a time.
History FC.
Okay.
Darwin Núñez made that move to Liverpool because if it was 15 years ago, he would never have gone the other way around. It would have been Man United.
People were picking Arsenal over us back in the day.
So that's the thing.
But it just is what it is. You pundits can say what you like, but still, you know that Manchester United brings the big bucks for the lot of you.
Manchester
and
United.
that is why the lot of
it's not the biggest. His City bring more bucks now.
Manchester,
the lot of the
apparently
actually,
there's some things you will not dispute. You would agree. Manchester United as an institution is massive, is huge. You can't disprove that fact. But then they are that sleeping giant that have refused to wake up, and they've actually been desperate to. But then nothing seems to be working for them. That's just the thing.
But let's just see how things pan out, because that's a very, very interesting place to start. I think United just might experience an owner change. We're hearing that Sir Jim Ratcliffe is interested in buying a minority stake in the club, and we've also heard that the Glazer family have put like some preliminary talks in place to sell some of the stakes.
The fans certainly will be excited about that. I also caught wind of that. They've started doing banners and on a website they were trying to say, okay, yes, United now have a new part owner, all of that. They want the Glazers family out. They feel they are not helping matters, and they can't wait to have a new owner take over at Manchester United. But then I continue to wonder and worry. Anytime they say Glazers out, is it that they are not spending? They are spending.
That's my question. I wanted to come. That's my question for Tele right now.
Okay.
They are spending.
And you as well. Do you think the Glazers are being scapegoated for Manchester United?
Now, let me tell you what it is, right? So the reason why people say this is because they do not understand the exact finances of Manchester United.
Tell them.
Yeah.
So with Manchester United, all the funds that have been spent or invested in transfers were funds generated from the club. Ted Boehly, when he bought Chelsea, he paid how much?
2 point
something billion. And he promised
4,
an extra 1.7 billion pounds investment into the club. And that is what you are seeing. Chelsea has spent the most amount of money in transfer markets in the EPL so far, as at the time we're speaking. And all of that funds is not funds generated by Chelsea. This is funds injected into the club by Ted Boehly and and Clearwater, whatever that consortium is called. But with Manchester United, the owners, Glazer, loaned 600 million pounds at the time to buy the club. That debt is still there.
Okay.
They transferred that debt from themselves and put it on top of Manchester United. Now, Manchester United is the owner of that 600 million pounds debt. Also, the funds that have been generated by the club have been taken out of the club as owners. Glazers have taken no less than 1.5 billion pounds from Manchester United since they've owned the club. No single investment from them, and that is the reason why Manchester United fans are tired of the ownership of Glazer, Avram, and Joel.
My next question, so I have a follow-up question to that. Do you believe that the Glazers, is that the reason why Varane, Sancho are not performing on the pitch? Is that why Pogba didn't perform? Is the Glazers are they to blame for that?
The Glazers are to blame in the sense that they do not have a vision, a football vision, to help the club maintain its status as a footballing giant on the field. They have the commercial aspect on lock. They have the business aspect on lock. Manchester United is still a business, a commercial juggernaut any time of the day.
I think.
But in terms of footballing vision, in terms of footballing growth, with what we're seeing with Manchester City and even Liverpool, let me tell you something. Liverpool have taken over social media following, especially with YouTube and the likes from Manchester United in recent years. Go check the metrics. Liverpool are becoming one of the most followed clubs on social media. And why is that? Because there's a vision. Do you get me? There's a vision that's tied into the footballing ability and the footballing, the things that are done on the pitch and then transferring into the back.
Well, for me, I think I disagree completely with that school of thought, and I'll tell you why.
That's what I love to hear.
That they have the financial war chests is what is expected of the owner of any enterprise. Those who are involved in the technical side of things should take responsibilities when they fail. While you can understand Arsenal's feelings because money were not being spent, United were spending money. So the Glazers are being scapegoated unnecessarily. Except the Glazers would have to take responsibility. But the only way is fire many people, bring in people that will change the club. Let me tell you what City did.
So who will fire?
I'll tell you what City did. City, when they took charge, brought in Chiki Begristan and Ferran Soriano from Barcelona. He was vice president at Barcelona. They brought him, come and do this. Chiki and Ferran were brought in far ahead of Pep. So they watered and prepared the ground down for Pep's imminent arrival. It was a plan in place.
Because, of course, at the time, Pep couldn't leave Barcelona.
Apparently. So they brought in people that Pep would be comfortable to work with. That's what they did. So it was water, get the land, cultivate, do everything. You eventually bring in that man that will work.
Pour cold water on the ground.
So it was, and yes, that's what they did. So Manchester City got that right. They had the template. Chelsea, for instance.
And who put that template in place?
That's what they did first. Was
ownership or not? Ownership of the club or not?
That is why I said United are spending money. So I wonder when people cry foul. What are you crying foul for?
Because it's not just about spending
so
money.
Let me tell you my own sadness. I feel like United, I've heard you both. I asked the questions. And those questions, I was asking them, I had my answers, but I just wanted to probe them for you. But I think Manchester United, their owners are spending money, but the problem in Manchester United is every decision Manchester United makes is surrounded around making more money. It's for the greed of the owner. So United only spend money when, Paul Pogba, 80 million, 90 million, Maguire, England future captain, 90 million, Jadon Sancho, Starboy, 80 million. They only spend money on players that have this marketability that make them on the future. When a football club comes in, they're like, our clubs, we have sense. We're going to find a nice... It's just a fact now. When Liverpool signed Luis Diaz for 40-something M, United are going to find Jadon Sancho for 90 million. Why? Because he's going to sell more shares. Like, they've gotten it backwards. United have failed to realize that what happens on the football pitch is all that matters. Your fan base will dwindle if you're not performing on the pitch. You're saying United are the biggest club in numbers. The revenue is going down. Like, the football will affect all these aspects.
Already, you're losing
the players that will come, like right now,
for instance,
Old Trafford is still full because you still had Paul Pogba, you still had Ronaldo. Ronaldo goes, who's traveling from China to watch Elanga and Marcus Rashford. Old Trafford will start being empty. Another decision that they don't make. They don't spend money where it does not affect them. So the stadium is rusting on the inside. On the outside, we can't see it on TV. But on the inside, the stadium is rusting. Why are they spending on that? Nobody can see. So that's actually the problem with the Glazers. They're just greedy.
Moving on from that, but still with Manchester United, over the past few days, they've been linked with 15 players in a desperate attempt to revamp the squad. But chief of them is Casemiro, who seems that gist seems to be gathering some steam. What do you think about that?
Casemiro will gather momentum because we understand he's equally now growing old, and if you're still getting a club like United, you feel very happy to do, which of course is what United want to do. If he was, that's why City would not go for Casemiro now, because if they were to go for him, they would have done that 3 or 4 years ago. You're not getting Casemiro 3 or 4 years ago, and you're getting him now. That's to tell you that it's dropped a yard of pace a bit, drop in quality a bit as well, but he will still be happy to play at United. Why leave a club that plays in the Champions League for a club that are not in the Champions League and are not even guaranteed to win the Champions League next year? But then they can still very well give you what you want financially. It just tells you that Manchester United status have dropped. They've turned the corner. They are no longer the club they once were, and now have to try to make do with what is left. They say when they're available, when desirable is not available, the available becomes desirable. That's where they find themselves. They've lost the appeal of transfers. That's one thing, and that's the stark reality of Manchester United at this point in time.
I feel Casemiro is a brilliant footballer, but like the point you made, you're getting him at the tail end of his career, and him deciding to leave Champions League football for you says what he also knows about his ability at this stage. He knows that this is my last big contract as a footballer. But I think there's shades to the Schweinsteiger deal. The way Schweinsteiger came on an old piece, someone that we know is good but is not really performing. And I think it's kind of like the point I was making earlier, like, okay, now United want to drop the bar for this, pay him double his wages. But that's only because it's Casemiro.
Sorry, it's not actually double.
But it's a big pay drum, for a 30-year-old to get a big pay drum at this stage in his career is he has to take that money. So that's what I'm trying to say. United will make that decision to get the one that they're going to pay so much, but because he's Casemiro and he has played at Real Madrid, he just won Champions League, the whole world knows it. He'll probably still sell some shit. When you could have found a player, like you could have signed Ndidi like 3 years ago. You could have signed Declan Rice a couple years ago. Now his stock has gotten so high now. If you want to buy Ndidi now, they're going to ask you for like 60 million. You could have signed him when he was 30 million. So it's these same decisions that it's only the player that everybody knows that they want to bring to the club. And it's a problem.
I forgot the name of the man that left Liverpool. He spent 19 years there. He was one of the strong guys, back end thing. I don't know why United could not just swallow their pride and go for a man like that, who's indeed facilitated some big success. I'm aware of the other man that also
Michael
left.
Edwards that just left Liverpool. That's a man that United should snap up.
Bruce Bock as well left Chelsea. Was fired by this.
Yes, fired by Ted.
These are guys I've seen big success that United could possibly consider. Sometimes
they don't make this.
Now let me. The problem is you people are not really listening to what the issue is. Now the Glazer family would rather have their businessmen stay at the helm of affairs in Manchester United so that they can continue to siphon that money the way they have done over the past couple of years. That is the reason.
Like Woodward was equally doing well.
Exactly,
marketing-wise.
But
then sporting
businessman.
That is the reason why we have these poor decisions. They've decided to put non-footballing brains at the helm of affairs.
I just got something very now. The use of the word "our" or "why we" just made me realize is lamenting.
I'm telling you from a place of. Because I've seen and I've heard. I promise you might not know, but I've been in Manchester United forums. Of course.
The guys
all condolences are duly welcome because I'm down bad at
even the seating arrangement is wrong. His seat should have been Akpoti. That will be done like this.
I'm down bad at the moment. I can tell you categorically. There were rats. There are reports of fans in the stadium at Old Trafford, the Theatre of Dreams, seeing rats running around in the stadium. It became a theatre of rats.
No, I think the stadium is probably like a perfect depiction of what's going on in the club.
But let's move on from that. We spent quite some time on that.
It's brilliant to see as a fan of other clubs.
No, now to do your program now. Then I'm talking.
No. Can you move on, please? Moving on from that, actually, there seems to be trouble in the in paradise that is Paris.
Oh yeah.
Yes.
From Paris with heat.
Not with love. No love lost, no love. Mbappe has made headlines and a comment that I really loved. A lot has happened. The saga has been going on for quite some time. But a comment that I really loved was Wayne Rooney's comment about Mbappe, saying Mbappe, somebody should go and remind Mbappe, who is throwing his hands up at Messi, that when Messi was 22 years old, he already won 4 Ballon d'Ors. What exactly is the issue with Mbappe? I remember that the contract that he signed recently that that made him maybe just inflated his egos.
It's a sticky one with Kylian. The contract has come in, so it's like what came first? Was it the chicken or the cat? Was Mbappe the chicken or the egg? So was Mbappe this type of guy, and then he got the contract and now he's showing it? Or was he not this type of guy, and then when you get this type of money, does this money just corrupt you?
Mbappe, fantastic talent, but then it's got a very, very difficult attitudinal issue. This is not the first time. The French national team, Mbappe showed great disrespect to a senior player like Olivier Giroud. You don't do that. Mbappe perhaps respect only Karim Benzema. Mbappe, I remember, was also, advised by Zinedine Zidane. Mbappe's problem is his attitude. Mbappe sees himself as larger than life, sees himself as the all-in-all, and the contract given is actually the end of Paris Saint-Germain. They should not have done that.
Contract is something
Mbappe
else.
is now bigger than the coach, the captain.
Bigger than the coach.
More or less.
Even without the captain's armband, he's bigger than the captain.
The captain, and more or less, what do I call him again? The technical director of the club, which shouldn't be. Thomas Tuchel said something. He said at Paris Saint-Germain, he was a sports minister. At Chelsea, he's a coach.
Sports minister. You have to be playing politics.
Yes.
The power that Mbappe has gotten, is it that new? Like, first of all, I think PSG are notorious.
PSG will not go, they will go nowhere.
But they did
They've done something now, which is good. PSG have decided to press the F5 button, refresh. Fantastic. One of the biggest mistakes made by Paris Saint-Germain was not to have sold Mbappe to Real Madrid. It was a goof on the side of the PSG side. They brought in Christophe Galtier
yes.
from OGC Nice. They want to start afresh. They are bringing in players that could actually help them drive things forward. The blend is needed. Paris Saint-Germain always get it wrong. You always see that Pep, while he's getting the big boys, would always have the soft spot for young talent to still grow. PSG don't do that. And that is where they missed it. Mbappe will not help them.
I feel like that decision might have been fueled by the fact that the World Cup is coming so soon. The World Cup is going to be in Qatar. And Mbappe is going to be the biggest player in that World Cup. So PSG feel like, and PSG obviously with the Qatar links, like, this is not a good time to lose him. Just for the whole sports washing that they're trying to accomplish and be the biggest face and all that. Having a player like Mbappe is important for that.
Because Real Madrid's success have now made it look like Mbappe can go anywhere. They don't need him. They've continued to show and emerge successful. Whatever Mbappe wants to win, Real Madrid have won already. So Mbappe can go to bed.
That was a little bit of a segue. I would like to bring us back to the bone of contention today, which is largely Manchester United. And that will now lead me to our question of the day. Now, if imagine you're manager of Manchester United and you can make only 3 signings to improve the current squad, right? Which players will you be bringing into the squad?
To improve Manchester United?
Yes.
United need a defensive midfield reinforcement, and Wilfred Ndidi will not be bad, okay, at this point in time. I'll equally look at United getting to bring in a forward player who is good. The options are many. They lost out on the Darwin Núñez, would have been good for them as well. And again, what do I say about United? I think I share a bit of the belief of Erik ten Hag. The problem is just that expectations sometimes rob you of appreciating what someone is doing. Expectation is the heartbeat of disappointment. When you don't expect anything from me, if I do something, you won't feel disappointed. You will appreciate what I do more if I do something small. But when you have a gauge, you now measure me by that standard, then you'll be disappointed. Lower your expectation. It will help. I agree that you want to, start a project that will yield something. They gave Jurgen Klopp time. He said, give me 4 years, I will land the league title. If it was other club, it would have inspired in the second season. He didn't win anything. They trusted the man, kept faith with him.
Until the 5th year.
And he got it in his 4th year.
That's why you need to hit United. They need to hit that rock bottom first. They haven't really hit it yet. United, look how many years it was.
So now they are there.
Look how many years it was. This season.
By the time they start losing matches, they fire Erik ten Hag. What do you want to do next? After that, you have to accept. Now. Then you start, look for a way to get up back. That's what United need to do.
So if I could sign 3 players for Manchester United, that's where these are players to turn Manchester United around. I will sign Maldini, pick N'Golo Kante, and Ronaldo Deliver. Those are the only players that can save you, bro.
I think I want to pick something. So what he said, maybe he wants to say, maybe department. Okay, the way I see things is different. I was looking at department. Okay, maybe he feels defender, a midfielder, and a striker. Maybe that's the way I.
Okay,
I know that these are retired guys.
Your actual expectations.
He's just taking the piss. Like actual players.
So players that you can actually go out and get. I think you should get I think you need a centre back.
No. I feel like
I'll tell you the centre back.
We're already in a problem area.
I'll tell you the centre back. I'm thinking on the spot. So I think you need a centre back. So you should get a young, good centre back. Maybe you should look at. Upamecano is not getting that much joy at Bayern Munich as expected. So maybe you can get him at a decent price. That's a good international. He plays for France. Can get him for decent money. Maybe you can go for Fofana as well, but those prices are looking kind of crazy and you guys have a lot of money to spend. Then you should get a DM. I think you should get a midfielder. And I think that midfielder, it should be a defensive midfielder. I won't say Declan Rice, but I feel like they might ask you for too much money because he's English.
An English player.
But I think, I think this is what you need. I think one of the best young DMs in the league. I think Declan Rice will be a good DM midfielder. And I think you should get a winger. And a winger is wonderful. A winger, I think you should get. Maybe you can potentially take advantage of what's going on at Barcelona and maybe snap up Ousmane Dembele, perhaps, if you drop the right amount of money.
Dembele is now... No, there's a rejig on Dembele.
Yeah, there's a rejig.
Dembele is married now. I think with marriage, a bit of...
mentality shift.
Mentality shift.
And that will help his injuries?
No.
Or maybe another player that I think is very good. I don't know, you might not like this, is Leroy Sané. His time at Bayern isn't going exactly as
Sané would have said,
that would be a good quality-wide player you should look to. But yeah, those are the 3 positions you need. Yeah.
Let's come back to the EPL still, and Liverpool. I'm curious as to what exactly is going on with Liverpool. 2 games in, they seem to be letting things go. And Man City have, how many points?
You guys don't take it, then I can tell you what's actually the problem.
Let me ask
let us
ask him. So,
I want to hear.
Liverpool, what's up with the poor start?
So, definitely it's been a poor start to the season. First game at Fulham, lost that game. I'll just tell you the facts. It can be lamenting.
Liverpool fans actually
I'll just tell you the facts. So, first game against Fulham. Very tough game, opening game at the Premier League, 12:30 kickoff. It can be doggy. So we go into that game. Mitrovic plays the game of his life, and hats off to Mitrovic. We deserved. The point was deserved. But I feel like the main problem with Liverpool in these opening 2 games is the problem that was in the first game, and is the problem that we are potentially going to face. Is what's going to get us out of this territory with Man City. It's the problems in midfield. You cannot be playing the first 2 games in the Premier League. You've had a whole summer window. Why is James Milner playing so many games? Like, it is poor planning. How can we be this early into the season and Nat Phillips is playing centre back? We are this early into the season, and then there's just the unfortunate fact that Firmino is injured, Diego Jota is injured, Darwin Núñez went to headbutt somebody. If he didn't headbutt that guy in the match, we would have won that match. We were all over them. We had like 30 shots without scoring. Like, Palace didn't. It wasn't even the Crystal Palace of before, of last season, where they came out and they were asking us questions. They asked us one question and they scored it. Without a man down, we win that match. So I think it's only 2 matches.
So you did not see Eze.
Easy. Yes, now that was their one chance. They got one chance and they punched us without one chance. So we should have won that game.
Like the man of the match.
Yes, he played well. He had a brilliant game, no doubt. And he had the key moments. He was the key moments. I love him, fantastic player. I love Crystal Palace, to be honest. They're a very good side, but it wasn't even the Crystal Palace that I'm used to seeing that can ask us problems. So the problem is we just don't have the players to create any. Like, we can't create anything, we can't do anything on the ball. We have Henderson and James Milner on the ball. Like, Milner at his peak was struggling to get into the Man City side. Now we're in 2022 and he's starting for us and want to compete with Man City.
It's okay. That's a whole round.
How?
I just wanted to bring that out.
Let's be true with ourselves. We have 11 first-team players injured. Why would you not be dropping points? The Premier League is not a joke.
If you hadn't money for it, maybe if you hadn't sold money. But moving on, in other news.
We cannot move on.
No, I want to hear from him now.
We cannot move on with 11. Which
talk.
Liverpool played against Crystal Palace with 4 of 5 at the back, which is normal. Alisson, Trent, Robertson, Van Dijk, only one was missing. So they have their normal, regular backmen. Only one was missing. Okay? That's where Nat Phillips played. Could have been Konate, could have been Matip. But then they had 4 or 5. Midfield, Fabio was there. Thiago Alcantara was missing. Fabio played now.
Yeah,
Alcantara was missing, injured. The other Elliott shouldn't have played. Agreed. Up front, they still had Salah, they have Núñez, they have Diaz.
And he went up in 16 minutes, he had butted somebody now.
That's his problem. That's his problem.
That's his problem. It's his problem, but if a
what I'm
team
saying
has
is
a red
Liverpool
card...
started with 8 of their starting 11.
But 8 key positions.
Those positions you now mentioned, why I would not take anything... maybe perhaps now people don't understand. I will say it again. Sadio Mane, beyond the goals, brings the effort that others feeds on or latch on. There's something about...
Did you watch that game?
I watched. I watched.
So you saw Luis Diaz, the way he performed.
Fantastic now.
You saw the effort he brought.
Yes.
Núñez is the... Mane does not do more than that.
See, it would have been double barrage attack.
No, and that's part of my problem. If we had Diogo Jota, we had a
striker
that scored 17
let me tell you what
season.
Mane would have done. If Mane was in the team, Núñez would sit down. Then Diaz will give the pressure, high press. Mane will give the high press. Salah can go on holiday like you always do and miss in games, but can always come up with that eureka moment in games. He will just give you baka, one good run and his box. Yes, and he scores it. So Salah does not need to show. You can allow that to happen sometimes. They're always fantastic talent. He can actually change the game at any point, even if he's not showing anything. But Mane would have given you, Diaz would have given you
impetus in front.
When you are able to do that, you unsettle your opponent from getting themselves arranged and organized. That alone means they are coping and struggling to cope with you.
I agree. It would be for me to say that a player like Sadio Mane he's a shout for Ballon d'Or. He's one of the best players in the world. He's one of the best players.
He's a shout.
For me to say that, I'm not here. Don't misconstrue me saying that we don't miss Sadio Mane. I'm not saying we don't miss Sadio Mane. I'm trying to say that the reason we are losing these matches is not because of Sadio Mane. That's true.
It's one of the reasons.
Yeah, I mean, you can say it's a reason, but I feel like for me going into this season, our attack is not the problem. When we had Sadio Mane and we brought in Luis Diaz in January, was overkill. Look how many attackers we had. We did not need that many attackers. We brought Luis Diaz in to replace Sadio Mane, knowing that one of them was going.
There's this internal rivalry that is LD that helps the cause of a team.
With Salah and Mane. Yeah, it was a good rivalry.
I will do. You do. That alone means we are on top of our game. I can't allow laxity. No chance for any forms of lassitude from me because I know that I want to assure you want to assure me. The club benefits eventually.
So I think what we need to do is it's easy to say we lose Sadio Mane, but like the replacement, Luis Diaz now, okay, he came in January and he's showing, this is a steady guy for Liverpool. Let's give Darwin Núñez that time to show us because if he goes on to score 17 goals in season, what do we like? We don't. How many goals did Sadio Mane score last season? We can lose those 13 goals now.
We have to move on for that.
You're acting like he scored 30 goals.
We have to move on for that because we're really short on time.
Now.
But in other news, Usyk AJ2, Usyk Anthony Joshua, the second fight, that's happening tomorrow at 5 p.m.
Yeah.
We've already said a couple things before, but now the match is a couple hours away, and I, for one, still believe that Usyk is winning that one. What do you think?
I will not lie. There's the normal, there's the normal, bias and affinity for me to want and hope that AJ gets to win. AJ is under, but then the pressure has shifted to Usyk now. Is the underdog. At times that thing helps. The underdog status tag lies with AJ. Usyk is the favorite tag for this particular one. There's a managerial change as well. It brought in Robert Garcia to take charge of things, change of coach. All of this, I hope, perhaps should account for something when this bout will go down in Jeddah, Saudi Arabia. I do expect that the will to change narratives, because if he gets to lose, that could even dent his career.
No, that's the end. That's the end.
AJ, although, has made it clear that it will not be the end of his career, that he will not retire because of that. Even if he gets to lose.
He will retire, but that big table is just sitting there.
He can just say that.
Certainly that would drop him off. If he gets to win, that could, of course, just be the big break needed once again to revamp his career.
If he loses, he's never fighting Tyson Fury.
Yeah. I do expect. Let me use the word once. I want AJ to win.
Okay. And Kamaru Usman, Leon Edwards, the second time these two will be facing each other, but this happens in 2 days. That's on the 21st.
Yeah, I do expect Casemiro to also win. Fantastic guy. He's able to key strength is being able to grapple, carry you, put you down, and rush you there. Unlike an Adesanya that gets the kick, especially kicking you and the taekwondo moves. I do expect Kamaru Usman to win. Somehow there's this thing about I won't call it rivalry, the feel good factor of Israel don't win it, make I win my own too. That thing is now bring up. Kamaru's younger brother is also there in the ring. That one was like so there's this I have to win my own, I don't go carry last. That thing helps sometimes.
Let's just quickly wrap things up. Any quick tips for FPL this weekend?
Quick tips for FPL. I think this Arsenal captain, if you're looking for a captain pick, a differential captain pick, I think you should look at Gabriel Jesus as your captain pick. Not just having him in your team, but now maybe giving the armband. I think he's the hottest prospect right now. Haaland, I'm not going to rush. I don't think I'm going to get Haaland soon. After that last performance, 8 touches, I'm staying wary of Haaland. Like, he's going to have to show me some more. You play FPL?
Yeah, Granit Xhaka yellow card.
Granit Xhaka yellow card locked in. If you have Granit Xhaka but look, Granit Xhaka might not be his bad pick this season.
That's the thing.
The way they are using him is actually quite impressive. He's getting forward.
Yeah.
But those cards,
for me, what I would say will be an interesting tip is the fact that a lot of people have overlooked defensive players. Defensive players have done well over the past 2 games. We've had Trippier do really well, Cancelo, maybe not Trent. But we've had, Ben Mee, bag like 11 points, Rhys James. So that's the actual player that I was going to mention. And I would say if you have Rhys James, really, have him there in your team. He's playing against Leeds.
You can also consider.
Even be a sneaky captain.
You can consider this guy, Kiefer Moore, Bournemouth.
Kiefer Moore, yeah.
If Arsenal will beat them 3-1 or 4-1, maybe the goal scorer.
Kiefer Moore, that's their forward man.
If it is Spain, Arsenal win at over 1.5, you go enter. That pay that you mentioned, Arsenal. Man City, Newcastle, Man City over against Newcastle over 2.5 banker. City have won the last 5 games with them.
You can get that one over 3.5.
4-3, 5-0, 4-0, 4-3, 2-0 straight. City have taking them to the cleaners.
Okay, that was an amazing episode as usual. Massive thank you to our guest Yinka Oyedele, Yinka Sports.
Okay, that man you guy. Okay, you're welcome. You're welcome. You're welcome. Okay.
Massive thank you for coming.
Thanks for coming
with us.
Appreciate it.
It was amazing to have you. From Shopsy and myself. And a massive thank you to our sponsors, BetWinner Nigeria. We definitely will see you guys in the next episode.
Yes, sir. May the odds be in your favor. Safe.
Peace.